Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about police cameras and how they're needed on cars and police uniforms. Okay, so take a moment and imagine that you're a police officer and you're making a routine traffic stop on a motor vehicle that is driving recklessly down the interstate. During the stop, the driver becomes very erratic and it starts waving a gun at you, and you decide to proceed with deadly force. The camera would show that the officer was not at fault for proceeding as he/she did. This is just one hypothetical situation why cameras are needed on law enforcement vehicles. So, just a little bit of a preview of what I'm going to talk about. I want to talk about why cameras are important for public safety, as well as their importance to officers, and how body cameras can be very beneficial. Some statistics. In 2014, over 1,000 people were killed by police officers, 1 in 6 of them not carrying a gun. Having a camera would make officers obey proper protocol and reduce the number of fatalities and wrongfully accused suspects. Along with this, around 140 officers were killed last year. Having a dash camera would reassure officers that if they abide the law, they can always refer back to the camera. One example is in 2012. A dashboard camera video helped exonerate an innocent New Jersey man and led to the indictment of 2 Bloomington cops who wrongfully accused the man. Without this camera, the officer may have gotten away with this heinous crime and the innocent man could be in prison. This is just one example of why dash cameras are beneficial for public safety. Another example, a dashboard camera shows a police officer using a unit to ram a suspect that had been refusing to put down his rifle. In the audio, you can repeatedly hear the officer telling him to place the gun down. Because the suspect was about to enter a public office, the officer chose to ram the suspect before any other lives could become in jeopardy. The camera showed that the officer was obeying procedures and the force that was used was necessary. So what about body cameras? A new trend currently on the rise is having police officers wear body cameras. These cameras are set on the shirts of all the officers in the department and produce a live feedback to dispatch. Currently, both my father, who is an elected constable, and my uncle, who is chief of police, practice these methods. When I sat down to speak with them, they told me pretty much the same thing. That having a camera on the officers reassures them that their officers are properly equipped if backup is needed, and that the camera does not lie. Basically, what that means is if the officer is caught doing something wrong or that they're not supposed to be doing, they'll have to answer it later on. So basically, what we talked today about was the benefits cameras provide for public safety. We also talked about reassurance cameras give to police officers who are in active duty right now. And finally, we talked about some new emergent technology about police wearing body cameras for backup, if backup's needed, and whatnot. I would like to leave you with the words of Alfred Einstein. When I have a camera in my hands, I know no fear. Thank you for your attention.